People are people, so how can it be you and I should get along so awfully? Yes, those are the somewhat dated lyrics from Depeche Mode's hit People Are People from 1984. Amazingly, 35 years ago to the week that was released. And I think what's interesting about that song, for a couple of reasons, is that Depeche Mode sort of changed direction with that song. They moved away from their pop past and they started to having a little metal bashing phase, probably due to the fact that it was recorded in Berlin. And also they started to really get closer to their fans. And the reason I say this is that they started to understand what their fans wanted. Fans wanted to get closer, and Depeche Mode released that single probably in about 5 or 6 different formats. And there was certainly a cassette, 7-inch single, a few 12-inch mixes and imports. My friend Richard collected the whole thing. I mean, he really was a Depeche Mode super fan. So it really showed that they'd got some sort of sense of customer experience even then. But relating this to enterprise sales is interesting, because in the enterprise sales world, people are not people. When you have something called the decision-making unit, you're probably aware of this if you sell, that there are several members of this. You've got influencers, users, decision makers, gatekeepers, and other people that take part in this. And most people, when they're doing a customer experience track of their customers, just don't really take this into account. So they treat everybody the same. But in fact, an influencer or a decision maker has much more impact on repeat buying than users do. And if you end up just surveying users, like you can get it sucked into in a sort of a customer experience world, customer success world, you find that you're missing out a big chunk of information. So this is really what we try and do in Customer Gauge. We try to bring this hierarchy of people in the decision-making unit together, and so you can really understand how it all works. The other side of this is that people are not companies. And this is important because you need to track your businesses in a different way. You need to weight the businesses in terms of the impact on repeating, or the likelihood. And that really has an impact on looking at the history and the future purchases. Now, it's hard to bring this together in a spreadsheet format. Of course, you can try and do this. It takes hours of work and a lot of work to do this, or in other tools. But what we try in Customer Gauge, if you like, is to put it all together, to synthesize, if I can use that word related to Depeche Mode, this track of contacts and the weighting of the contacts within the decision-making unit, and also the weight of the business impact in your business. And we put this together in something we call account experience, and however you do it, it's really important when you are looking for resales in the B2B enterprise world. Now, if you like more of this stuff, and I personally can't get enough of it, and you find that your current method is just no good, or perhaps you're the master and servant relationship with your CX tool, you see how many Depeche Mode titles I crammed in there, then do come along to Monetize. It's here in Amsterdam in 2 weeks' time. We're really looking forward to seeing you there. And also, by the way, while we're thinking about 80s pop music, the sad news that Mark Hollis from Talk Talk died yesterday, another one of my favourite 80s bands. And if I can, I will try and bring you more 80s synth pop references in one of my future videos. But bye, that's enough of this.